huge for, please.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, distinguished guests. I have a great honor to give you best wishes instead of my colleagues and my students from the University of Belgrade. University of Belgrade is the biggest one and the eldest one in Serbia. Serbia is a former republic of Yugoslavia, and Serbia is close to Slovenia. And between Serbia and Slovenia there is one interface, this is Croatia. And unfortunately, I am not a man who deals with sport. My profession is engineering, and I teach students more than 30 years how to harmonize the basic sciences like mathematics and physics and modern technology, and teach them how to control machines and not to control the people and the society. And our university is the biggest and the eldest one in the region of Serbia. It was founded before 200 years, when Serbia became an independent country. Serbia was the province of Ottoman Empire, and Serbia and Belgrade is the border between west and the east. Belgrade is the east on the west and the west on the east. It was the border between Austrian and Hungarian Empire and Ottoman Empire. And the first thing that the Serbian government did when Serbia became the independent country, they made the higher education system, and it looks like the German system. And this was a good investment for Serbia at that time, at the beginning of the 19th century, because the investment in education is the best investment, I think, at all. My university has about 90,000 students, and in Serbia we have about 250,000 students at Serbia. Belgrade University, almost half of them. And we have 14 universities in Serbia. 7 of them are public or state university. 7 of them are private universities. The state universities are comprehensive universities, while private universities are devoted to some narrow subject. Almost all of them are in the field of economy and law, and some combination between them, business, marketing, management, and so on. My university has 31 faculties and 10 scientific institutes, 6 university centers, university library, and all the faculties and institutes are divided in 4 groups or 4 divisions. This is humanitarian and social sciences, medical sciences, technical sciences, and natural sciences. We have the separate faculty for sport, but not only sport plus physical education. And in fact, this is multidisciplinary field. It belongs to 2 areas. One is humanitarian and social sciences. The other one is medical sciences. And also we have separate faculty for education. And I would like to stress some points about the university today and the future of university and education in general sense, not only education in sport and physical education. If you look at the modern society and the modern world, we can stress several points. First of all was rapid economic growth. Unfortunately, this is not true today. We have economic crisis, and only the first part of this decade we had economic growth. Now we have big problems with economy and financial crisis. What one is competitive market needs, global market, free market. The third one is innovative engineering and information technology solutions. This is a field that changed very rapidly and is still changed. Finally, we have governments, their requirements which are tremendous. And the picture looks like the chessboard. We change the situation every day and have one dynamic system that is time varying, the change per day. And what is the solution? How to overcome these difficulties and how to fight against the many difficulties? And the answer is very simple. I think that you agree. The answer is always invest in education. Invest in education. Of course, higher education is very important, but not only high education. We must start from the beginning, from elementary school, secondary school, and finally higher education. Maybe it's too late for elementary school, under elementary school, as my colleague from Austria said, under elementary school. What we need? We need young people. The best part of any society are young people, and the best promising are and best creative are the young people. We expect that they will be skillful, competent, to handle the challenges, and not to be afraid to take approach into the new area of 21st century that is unpredictable. What is the situation is Europe? We have one very important document. This is in 1988. This was the Bologna Magna Carta Universitatum. This was the first serious document where the university decided to cooperate and to try to do something. They defined the university as a place which developed the education, the science, and the culture. Education, science, and the culture are in fact the same, the different aspects of the same topic. But at the time, they also feel that they need something more. At that time, they feel that the university must help to grow the economy and to improve the situation in the society. But this was not so clear picture at the time. After that, 10 years later, appears something what is known as European approach or Bologna Declaration, where the European country decided to make some unique approach to the education system, not only in European community, but all over the Europe, but not only all over the Europe, but in the neighbor of Europe. And now we have, I think, 46 or 47 countries that signed the Bologna Declaration, and that try to solve to install the unique system and to define the strategy of the higher education and to define the policies how to realize the strategy, to define the goals and to find the tools to solve these goals. And this is Bologna Declaration, this is the Bologna process. The name was Bologna because Bologna is the eldest university in Europe. It originated before, I think, 1,200 years, and this was symbolic name, Bologna Declaration. And this means that university must really to help to improve the economy, and that means that diploma must guarantee the employability. This means that every level of education must to be final level. You must to know the outcomes, and you must to guarantee someone to have diploma that will have the knowledge that will be recognized on the free market. And this was a very simple idea of Bologna process. Of course, it's not so easy to realize because countries are in quite different situations. There are initial conditions, there are different traditions, different cultures, different languages, but the main idea is healthy, and I think that the Bologna process is something that is progressive. What we expect of young people? In fact, we expect a lot of young people. We expect them to adapt to the changes. They must to have, in fact, the young people, for students, are the key point of the education system. And everybody serves to them. This means that teachers are coaches, they are trainers, and they exercise the young people, and we must to teach them to swim before we push them into the water. They must to survive when they finish the university and when they go to the real life. University is virtual reality. University is something what is very useful, but we must to make connection between the real world and the education system. And that means that we must to teach young people on such way. Because of that, the key point is that we change the curricula. We change the curricula trying to teach not only the basic things, the theoretical things, as in the traditional system of education, but we also must to educate, must to introduce education, the technology, and also must to teach students some skills that are very important for them to find a job. And this means that if one teach something, if one has some diploma, this diploma means knowledge. And this knowledge means money. This means a better